My name is Jake Kilcup. I'm Director of Engineering at Rocky Mountain Construction. In the past 4 years or so, we've transitioned to a new owner. We've put out some new products, and we've actually merged with Larson International to help build our brand. Mr. Novotny actually lived up in our area for 10 years, so we're very familiar with him. He came down and hung out with us at the shop from time to time, and he was getting to the point where he wanted to retire, and he wanted to feel good about who he passed the company on to, that they would take care of his vision and his employees that he cared about so much. We started having conversations about what that next step would look like, and it's kind of where it came from. We sell a lot of larger thrill rides, and being able to have conversations with parks when they're on a smaller scale and on a year basis makes it easier for them to trust us to move forward with larger investments. Most of our track production is still going to be up in Idaho, but a lot of the pipe structure for our Raptor projects, those all went out of Texas. So it's been great to have that extra capacity. There's a lot of talent down there, a lot of really great welders and fabricators. It just seemed smart that we would bring on Larson, and it's been really, really great. At the IAAPA Expo this year, it's been great. We went to a single booth rather than last year. We had the two separate booths, one for Larson and one for RMC. Trying to merge everything together. We want to be that one-stop shop. So it doesn't make sense to have two separate booths, have customers come over here or over here, depending on what they're talking about. No, if we're coming in to talk about a roller coaster, we're going to show you our flat ride models. And if you're coming in for a flat ride, maybe we're going to show you a moose model and see if we can pique your interest there. So it just makes sense to put it all under one roof. Transitioning into the family market has been something we've wanted to do for so long, and honestly, the demand domestically has been so high for us on the thrill side, we just really haven't had the time to develop it. Well, bringing Larson in as well and gaining more employees, given us the ability to carve time aside to start building that platform. It's been a passion of mine to get into that lower ridership. 48 inches, as all of our rides are right now, fits a lot of people, but there's a lot out there that we'd like to include. We want the whole family to ride together, always. So the challenge is how do we create a family ride that a 39-inch kid can ride and not be scared of rides ever again? I mean, that's the big fear, is you get a kid on the ride, they weren't ready for it emotionally, and then they don't want to ride anything ever again. So we've got to get the ride to be smooth and flowy enough to not scare that younger child, but then older brother or sister still are excited to ride it as well, and then the parents can ride it because it's nice and smooth and comfortable. And it's re-rideable, right? So if we were going to get into the family market, we were going to do it the RMC way, and that's what we've been able to do. On Twisted Colossus project, we had a long distance to go from the station to the first lift hill, and rather than just have boring straight track out there, we decided to get a little wonky with it. At a slow rate of speed, we can go really crazy, and it looks like something out of Dr. Seuss. And then we've got a lot of feedback from people out in the marketplace that said, hey, that was really fun. That's something my little kid would really love. It's just they're not ready for what comes after that. So this is more in tune with a little kid in a wheelbarrow in your backyard, and you're just pushing him around and giving him just enough to have fun, but not to scare him. Developing the family ride, one big consideration is where's it going to be going into? And there were a few operators that were pulling out their old wild mouse rides. And that's kind of where the inspiration came for the Wild Moose, is how do we take advantage of that existing plot of land? If somebody's going to pull something out, we can give them something that increases the throughput, because that's a big complaint that we hear, and then also gives them something different. And that's where our layout's being more whimsical and off-axis, but isn't too similar a ride. Not like you're just replacing it. The biggest difference is going to be the train. We're putting a lot of work into the ergonomics and the containment required for a 39-inch rider. All of our current trains are 48-inch in Class 5, so we're trying to bring that down a little bit because that brings the cost down a little bit. And we don't need to be at that level for a non-Class 5, for a non-negative G ride. The track system's essentially the same. We're capable of putting it on a wood structure, a steel angle iron structure, or a steel pipe structure. So that's one thing that we're trying to let people know, is that we're very flexible with our structural types. We have all in-house engineering and manufacturing and installation. We can really meet the needs of the customer. We do a lot of custom rides. We're kind of been tabbed as the reprofile wood coaster company, and we're trying to break out of that a little bit. Yes, we'll still do those projects, still love those projects, but we can do a lot of different things, especially with the Larson portfolio under our umbrella as well. Done a couple of projects over Korea over the last year. So we have a compact Raptor, and then we also did some 208 replacement track on T-Express over in Korea. That's been really fun, good learning experience working with the Korean companies over there. Absolutely, our guys love it over there. A couple of them told us they're not coming back, so hopefully that's not true, but it was great to work with Everland again, and hopefully we can work with them in the future. Lost Island is opening up a compact Raptor this year as well. The difference there is that we're actually going with a 12-coach train, but it's on the same layout. The original design was planned for a 12-coach capable train, so we don't have to change the layout at all. So those of you who enjoy the rowdy Raptors, you know, those last two coaches are going to be a little bit more rowdy this year. So this year we're really excited to open our new Dueling racing Raptor over there at Walibi, Holland. We've got a good relationship with those guys with Untamed, and we're excited to work with them again. So this ride's really fun because one side is family oriented, doesn't go upside down, still's full of airtime, still a ton of fun. The other side is a little bit more thrill, goes upside down 6 times, but it starts out with being more like a racing ride. So you're going to be side by side doing elements. You know, we'll have a high five, we'll have a stall over the top of the other one. We have a barrel roll down drop and a straight down drop where you're basically eye level with the train next to you. So a lot of great interactive moments. And after that, your next 3 big elements are going to be crossing one another. Then they're going to separate and do their own thing for a minute. When they come back for the finale, we're calling it DNA roll, where it's kind of a helix, one train going over the other train and back around it again, and then into the finish line. So very excited. I think this is going to be an amazing ride, and the guys at Walibi Holland always do such a great job with the theme. Racing and dueling rides are difficult because you have timing issues. So a little bit of extra work goes into making sure that we're going to get the timing all right so that these are racing and dueling the way that we want them to be. The other kind of challenges we had with this project was it kind of started right around pre-COVID time, so it kind of held the project up a little bit, but you know, we're getting past that and we're getting real close to the finish line, so I'm very excited for that. I think the family side of the Dueling Raptor over in Walibi, Holland is going to open the door to, you know, other potential clients. We have put out some options that are a little bit more family oriented on the Raptor. We even had one that was kind of terrain design that we think would be a lot of fun, and you know, seeing it in action hopefully helps people come over the edge. So I'm really excited about where RMC's headed. You know, we're doing a lot of work on our flat rides, working to improve them from an operations standpoint as well as aesthetically, really trying to refresh that brand, and I think we have some great things that are going to be coming out soon. And then, you know, there's always been that T-Rex out there, right? So our next step is going to be expanding on that a little bit. We have what we're calling a split Rex, which is kind of the evolution of the T-Rex that we've been working with for some really big rides. So I can't say a ton about it, but hopefully you guys will be seeing about it soon.